I love films with love in them. You know, I'm always drawn to those movies, and you know, they definitely speak to me. I would prefer there was a love story. It doesn't have to be, you know, romantic necessarily, but love of something in a film. I mean, I just find those more life-affirming, but I like the other thing too, but that's my preference, and so I guess that makes me a romantic. The time travel in this film in particular is it's not so precious, you know. It's done with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, and it's done with a very light touch. I think that was a really brilliant approach that Richard took with it. So I guess I didn't see time travel as much, obviously, when I read it, as just kind of the sentiment behind it and the place that the time travel allows us to get to emotionally.
I think she's probably perfect for any role. I think she's, you know, it's a cliche, she's touched by genius. She's a she does what Richard Curtis calls 360-degree acting. In other words, you can't get behind, there's no holes in it. You can't get behind it. She comes and apparently super prepared, or maybe just instinctively brilliant, and anything you require of her, she just delivers without asking.
I've always loved Rachel in every film that I've seen her in, and I think that it's interesting that she's such a fine actress, but also a funny actress too. And I was very keen in this movie also to have someone who could take you from the first date in a movie to being a mother of 3, you know, so there was also a kind of wisdom and sweetness about her. But she is a genius, actually. From working with her, I don't know that I've ever worked with anyone who I thought was more sort of emotionally accurate in every scene. This is the film in which I've, as it were, caught up with my own life and what I'm thinking about. The other, you know, I was quite surprised the other films ended at a wedding, because there's lots of stuff that happens afterwards. And this is the film where I'm thinking about family and, you know, losing members of your family and having children, as well as love and romance and jokes, which are the things I normally try to do.
I really kind of have to jump on the Richard bandwagon and say I don't know that I would do anything phenomenal. I would just kind of hang out with the people I love and, you know, maybe have a campfire or something, sing some songs. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be anything really crazy. It would just sort of be one day, yeah, with good people.
But you've been married a lot in movies.
Right.
So you've had lots of different dresses. What's been your favorite?
The dress I had the dress on The Notebook. The character never actually gets married, but it was so tight. It was so beautiful, but it was so tight they had to actually sew me into it, and I had to keep fainting in the scene, and it just kept ripping more and more and more and more to the point where it was barely on me, and I just felt so sad because it was such a beautiful gown, and it was like in shreds by the end of the day.
I am a hopeless romantic, yeah. I'm sort of disabled by romanticism. It's kind of, you know, I think you know, it's almost, you know, I was going to say it's ruined my life, but I don't understand, I don't really believe that there's any other kind of person. I think there's just people who don't tell the truth. I think everyone is, you know, whether they know it or not. I don't think it's possible to be anything else.
The great thing about me and Bill is we've done such different things every time. I mean, there couldn't be 2 parts that are more different from the Love Actually rock and roll star that he played to the very gentle father in this. And he was very sweet. When I sent him the film, he said, let me come and talk to you about it. And he said, I'll do the film, but I don't want to do any acting. And I said, oh. Really? And he said, yeah, but what he meant was he wanted to play the part in a really sort of gracious, unshowy way.
I think I'd probably come to the same conclusion. It's like when people, you know, say value the ordinary things. They're not in fact ordinary. And time with your family or with your children is, you know, having a child is, I presume, not that I'm a great philosopher, but I presume it's the kind of the meaning of life. I think I'd spend 24 hours with my daughter and her mum, and we'd probably dance to some cool vibes. And we'd drink tea and eat good and be on the beach in the rain, on a train. I don't know. I like trains and I like the rain.